The home of the truth, nigga. Started out in one West, nigga. I.S.U.P.K. 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 The home of the truth, nigga. Started out in one West, nigga. Year 2007 has gone. A leader was born. The name of Commander General YAHANNA here is on. New 7 has born. I took my oath, nigga, I swore to I.S.U.P.K. It's the only fucking way. One West to the death until they bury me. And I see Alizé, big bottle of scotch. Want to fit with the block, and where we set up shop. I catch a body at camp, you front on to Zaria. So hold your peace. When he speak, when he teach, before I reach for that peace and clear that street, I was never humble, always a beast. I let it fly for the most high, YAHANNA, L Cool J, homie. I'm that type of guy, and for the heathen, I'm the only one standing. If it's you and I.S.U.P.K. 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 The home of the truth, nigga. Started out in one West, nigga. I.S.U.P.K. 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 The home of the truth, nigga. Started out in one West, nigga. I.S.U.P.K. 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 What? I.S.U.P.K. The home of the truth, nigga. Started out in one West, nigga. Yahweh Ben Hashem, Yahweh Shop and Rock the Third. Yo, man. Yo, get back to that 1969 I.S.U.P.K. shit, man. I want to hear that 1969 I.S.U.P.K. We the children of God, Yashala, and we only pray to Almighty Yahweh and do the commandments like your son Yahweh shot. Don't think we soft, nigga. Yeah, you could die. We not Christian. We don't believe all as everybody. If it ain't about the 12 tribe, fuck everybody. And that's a statement. You need to stop hating. You can't prove we Africans, so stop debating. I was stuck in a hard place, a hard time behind the rock, thinking I was Muslim. So I seen the I.S.U.P.K. big homie to Zaria battling Imam Bashir. I bet Bashir is a woman, that's the secret of the year. Your philosophies can't clap back. Africa don't mean you black. Tell Sinetta that. Tell Polite to cross the fucking line and fall the fuck back. You hear me, nigga? I'm with some real niggas at the Passover, nigga, drinking liquor. I.S.U.P.K. What? It's 613 commandments, nigga, and you can't do 10, my nigga. Matter of fact, you can't do 1, my nigga. Let's see if you can stop eating pork. I see that pork juice running down your fork. Talk about you blessed in the streets of New York. I see that tight Christian 3-piece suit that you bought. When you gonna rock that? When you go to court? Maybe Sunday. Better yet, Easter. I blast at you masters. Knowledge reigns supreme over all you teachers. Pedophile supporters, cool rigor mortis. Your niggas out of order. When Christ returns, you hear the screams in the chorus. Now breathe.
Revelations 6 and 17. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand?
Wicked, disgusting society that we live in, man. And we gotta separate from the society. We gotta separate. How long does the white man have to murder and kill for you to realize he's a goddamn devil? How long does he have to murder and rape and arrest and shoot unlawfully for you to realize this white man is a goddamn beast?
All he does is rape, murder, steal, and plunder. You understand that? And as a result, they destroyed our people. And as a result, our people are running around with the goddamn Wu-Tang Clan because there's a Jewish imposter on the planet. When you take away a man's identity, you can replace it with anything. That's why we're in every religion.
And what I'm telling you, what I have to teach you, every race does it automatically. You don't have to teach Asians to join themselves. You don't have to teach East Indians to join themselves. You don't have to teach Arabs. When them Africans come over here from Africa, you don't have to teach them that. You don't have to teach the Vietnamese. You have to teach us. You have to teach us.
Sharp.
Now
Wood.
I'm about to get to
Yes.
Everybody want to be in my face.
Crazy.
They want to
New
be in my
beat
face,
Jones.
man.
Yes. Yes.
My face now.
Yes.
How they doing in the street.
Yeah. My whole bed was surrounded by years, months, days, hours, and minutes. Now that the bid is finished, brothers wanna meet me at the line of scrimmage. Like this is football. Course I ball, I put my foot in y'all. Y'all can go and kick rock. Should've known when I come home, I'll be hotter than a melting pot. I'm focused. Didn't set it out, know what the hell I'm pursuing, know what the hell I am doing. I told the dudes I read New York like Patrick doing. You captured like an up north flick. If you own the team like Isaiah Thomas, why the hell you in New York selling Knicks? You don't understand my problems, and I see you're not gonna help me to solve them. I guess I'm all alone, just me and my money and my microphone. Huh? Just me and my microphone. When you wide of sight, you wide of mind. Brothers on the streets, contain the crime. They don't even keep you inside their minds. Cause when you wide of sight, you wide of mind. When you wide of sight, you wide of mind. Brothers on the street, contain the crime. They don't even keep you inside their minds. Cause when you wide of sight, homie, you wide of mind. You know who I am, the next $1 million man. Why you wanna shit on me? Don't wanna set it out for me. It's all good, I'm back in the hood, doing things I should. 2 years locked up, and your brother still tripping wood. What's the meaning? I'm off parole, a brother scheming. Triple beam, infrared beam, stroke beaming to your face. Your brothers is dreaming. Holla at you, kid. Stuff I done did. Y'all dudes is ruin the stuff I done did. I'm the reason why dudes are getting deals in the lower east. This is my house. Trying to take your dudes off the lease. How your dudes are putting mixtapes out without shouting out me. B. Jones, me, myself, and my money and my microphone. And my microphone, when you wide of sight, you wide of mind. Brothers on the street, contain the grind. They don't even keep you inside their mind. Cause when you wide of sight, you wide of mind. When you wide of sight, you wide of mind. 215 to 973, I'm good at any area code where I be. You ain't gaming right if you don't play for keeps. My bitch phone, and she like the sweet. 215 to 973, I'm good at any area code where I be. You ain't gaming right if you don't play for keeps. My bitch phone, and she like the sweet. Left the 203, went to 646, it was 347, we was in that bitch. Since 69, we been making hits. Since Pissy Mattresses was making flips. A gourmet dishes, cereal and grits. Empty wallet feeding 50 kids. It's fucked up, but that's how we live.
Fucked up, but that's how we live.
With the millionaires, they could build Goshen. Always been fluid like I'm from the ocean. I'm always serious, I ain't never joking. Not puffed up, but I'm very potent. I'm in your city with the rude boys. So you think it's tough? Really true toys. It ain't Bible talk, ain't in the mood for it. And I bully, you better run for it. 215 to 973, I'm good at any area code where I be. You ain't gaming right if you don't play for keeps. My bitch phone, and she like the sweet. 215 to 973, I'm good at any area code where I be. You ain't gaming right if you don't play for keeps. My bitch phone, and she like the sweet.
Okay, so I wake up in Philly, homie out in Guatemala, other homie in the prison, man, it's all about $1. Hit my homie in Chicago, or my man in Nicaragua, take a trip out to Jamaica, or UK, them bitches holla. I'm okay out in LA, cause I can speak that guala. Go to Florida for a day, hit New York for about an hour, catch me out in Wilmington, or in Northwood, Kawakaball, DC, Baltimore, it's all about $1. I get tickets everywhere, so in VA I need a driver. Got my shorty out in Camden, cook lasagna with ricotta. Got LeBron out in Detroit, THAWADAH in Carolina. You know grinding is the point, but it's not about designer. I be styling on the joint. The Chronicles of a Prophet. I need something out of Texas. Hey, YAHANNA, I know we got it. Yo, let's get this shit on film. Sabalo, I get the camera. Let me make one call to Kapasha on Indiana.
215 to 973, I'm good at any area code where I be. You ain't gaming right if you don't play for keeps. My bitch phone, and she like the sweet. 215 to 973, I'm good at any area code where I be. You ain't gaming right if you don't play for keeps. My bitch phone, and she like the sweet. My bitch phone, and keep her mouth closed. Let she talk to me, she don't like the speech. She wear modest clothes and ain't bother with hoes, plus she ride the dick till they fall asleep. You online talking like you're harming me, but in person fabricating harmony. Like Shalom, Yasharel, Yehuda, Aki, I'd have had respect if you tried to. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for brotherhood, and it's mainly cause on my brother's hood. But if it's all bad, don't pretend we good, cause if you write your will, then I wish you would. I don't ask for beef, but ain't seasoned, nigga.
Whoa, why you tripping?
Don't need a reason, nigga.
I really love that Bible.
Living, breathing, nigga.
Look, you cool, but he gay.
I wanna meet them, niggas. Yeah. 215 to 973, I'm good at any area code where I be. You ain't gaming right if you don't play for keeps. My bitch phone, and she like the sweet. 215 to 973, I'm good at any area code where I be. You ain't gaming right if you don't play for keeps. My bitch phone, and she like the sweet.
Crazy. I had to do.
Who's that creeping through my window? 40 on me like I'm Winslow. Hit that nigga with that act right. I was fighting wars day and night. Who's that creeping through my window? 40 on me like I'm Winslow. Hit that nigga with that act right. I was fighting wars day and night. They keep it real when niggas, man, most of y'all frauds. Leave like you frauds. Y'all pussy niggas gon' ride for your dog. Right at your man, I put the dagger right in his heart. I'm playing my part, definitely I'm playing it smart. And if I don't get you, then I'm coming for your brother then, or his mother then. It's kinda crazy revenge settling. Rape, sold and murdered the natives when they was settling in. Coming in, out of the water that they was fishing in. I was raised in hell, it got dark when I was pedaling. White man harassing the block when we was pedaling. White man who also was the plug when we was pedaling. I would never fraud if I was on David Letterman. This is UPK, ain't no Chaba Shabazz. When the Christ come back, I'm gonna ride on your ass. Got the Johnny Walker in me, and I'm all in my bag. I'm on my Friday the 13th with the gun and the mask. Ah, who's that creeping through my window? 40 on me like I'm Winslow. Hit that nigga with that act right. I was fighting wars day and night. Who's that creeping through my window? 40 on me like I'm Winslow. Hit that nigga with that act right. I was fighting wars day and night.
Hey yo, the car and nacho, fucking doing crazy like they destined on the flocko. Righteous on the block though, the beat I catch a ride, but I always miss my stop though. Beefing with my shorty till I stuck it in the taco. Who's that creeping through my window? I ain't with the complications, I'ma keep it simple. Burn all black Dickie to the Timbo. You gon' find exactly what you looking for in limbo. We gon' get it in though. Experience I live from 2036. I see my brother when it's been done. Every day I think about the trouble that I slid from. That's why I call the white man the devil, cause he is one. That's not a motherfucker. I think we should just forgive. That act right gave a nigga reason to live. Give you extra if you take it back or you renege. See him creeping no Newport, I squeeze the cig.
Who's that creeping through my window? 40 on me like I'm Winslow. Hit that nigga with that act right. I was fighting wars day and night. Who's that creeping through my window? 40 on me like I'm Winslow. Hit that nigga with that act right. I was fighting wars day and night.
Where's the competition? I'm bored with it. Step it up or a board mission. I keep 2 fours with him. Gonna feel like a forward hitter. This piece I'm adored with it, but you can get gored with it. You don't want to war with him. This hammer, I'm Thor with it. You pray for my downfall, I just pray that the Lord with him. Taking every shot and I'm keeping the score with him. But this ain't a game. Ain't no back and forth with him. So quick, I'm dressed to kill. You can tell how that forfeit him. This just ain't in him. That beef is takeout. That means it's just steak dinner. I grip the stick, hit the switch and make you switch genders. That stretch 5 is too much, I make you switch center. That pressure on you gon' forgot you a chain center. A warlord don't show no pain, just put that pain in her. A pillar in the shit, you know it ain't no change in her. It's legit if you see it in my name in it. It's UPK, nigga. Let's get it.
Who's that creeping through my window? 40 on me like I'm Winslow. Hit that nigga with that act right. I was fighting wars day and night. Who's that creeping through my window? 40 on me like I'm Winslow. Hit that nigga with that act right. I was fighting wars day and night.
Shalom, Hebrew. Shalom, Israelites. This is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, and is run today by Commanding General YAHANNA, the man with the rank and the authority to be the leader of the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, who are the Israelites of the Bible. I want to say Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai Baraka, start to the brothers, Yahweh Shamar, Ayla Sham Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai to the sisters. Right, special welcome, our first person online here. Kawak. No sweat, brother. Kawak said THAWADAH for the April. No sweat, no sweat. Yeah. I want a playlist for myself with all the Judite DJs, rappers, and my esteemed brother here, Officer Kayadwan. I know you do several songs. I want a playlist with all of your thing there. You hear me?
Salakia, sir. Salakia again.
No, I never hear you say a while ago, sir. Huh?
With my tune them.
Right.
God.
All of them.
I'm going to create one. I'm not really this. I'm going to create one, sir. Salakia.
Yeah, man. So I can bounce some of your tune, bounce some of the Judite tune. Yeah.
God. THAWADAH.
right, now I almost forgot, but you know, wouldn't be any sweat if I forgotten that today was Mother's Day. It only would mean it only because I wouldn't have what's the word now? I wouldn't be speaking towards Mother's Day. But good thing I remember, because it is a, what I call it now? It's an holiday. It's a day which we need to talk about as to its origins. Okay, you know that Mother's Day has its origins in paganism. You know that, right? Well, of course. You hearing me good? You hearing me properly?
Right. It seemed like the connection are cut off pieces of sentences, sir. So, you know what I mean? We can't hear only part of what I said.
All right. What I'm talking about is Mother's Day.
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, hearing you clear.
Yeah, but you are coming through choppy on my end. Stuck here.
Okay.
Let me turn off the camera and see if it make a difference. Stuck here. Yeah, you hear me all right?
Loud and clear.
All right, I hear you now. Stuck here.
Oh, so it's a bandwidth problem.
All
right, no sweat. Right, like I was saying, Mother's Day has its roots in paganism, but we here in the UPK, we are skeptical about everything that comes from Esau.
Good.
Because just like the scripture said, there is none as profane as Esau. So if Esau come and smile, if Esau come and stand in front of you and smile, you should really be looking behind you and look all around and see, you know, what really him smiling about. Because something must be to it. Because he is profane. So Esau come to you and say, let's celebrate Mother's Day. Let's celebrate Father's Day. You know, the first thing we should do is Mother's Day. Wonder why I want to celebrate Mother's Day. Only to find out after researching that Mother's Day goes back to Ashtaroth. From in the time of the Bible, from the Judges' time, there, when we were always going off into Baal worshiping. Ashtaroth was the female, Baal was the male. So it's like what they did was the mother figure and the father figure, and you made them gods. Ashtaroth, Baal. And Ashtaroth come, the Greeks use it, the Romans, and you find that the Greeks, what the Greeks and call her? Rhea, the goddess Rhea. Rhea would have been Ashtaroth in a way. But Rhea now was said to be the mother of gods. Does that sound familiar? Talking about the mother of God. Who the Christian church says the mother of God?
Virgin Mary.
Virgin Mary. What they said? Holy Mary, Mother of God. Something like that.
God.
Right.
God.
So the
Cancer, yeah, man.
Mary would be Rhea under the Greeks and would be Ashtaroth under the Canaanites. You see?
God.
That is how it works. Come down the line. Right down to today when we talk about Mary in the church and talk about Virgin Mary. But we need to understand these things because this is how the oppressor keep you oppressed. You know, the oppressor don't keep us oppressed by so much so by the system or by the whip.
Yeah.
We are kept oppressed by going after these gods.
God.
Always going after these gods. And this is what keeps us oppressed. So we need to understand what is the oppressor's, what is, how does he works? How does this man manage to keep us? As you remember, it means not in your backyard or so, you know. Why is it that as you come up with a plan or so, him have a scheme already worked out, which is designed to hold you down? Because he keeps you in idolatry. And by keeping you in idolatry, he will be one step ahead of you at all times. But when you come out of idolatry, the Most High makes you be one step of him, one step ahead of him at all times. And that is where we need to be, one step ahead of the oppressor. You know, in the time of the Soviet Union with Russia and the West was always one step ahead of the Soviets. You know that? That's why they were able to fund the Taliban in Afghanistan to use that war and destroy Russia. Yeah, because they were one step ahead. But this time, look like Russia is one step ahead, or Russia is stepping in line with them, because they want to use Ukraine as the war to break Russia again, but it's not going to happen that way this time. As a matter of fact, since this war, Russia actually gained more money. Hey, you know, I like a sidebar a bit from Mother's Day. I cannot, this war in Ukraine here, it is such a deviant thing. Why? You know, Russia is not the one that I don't trust. You know what? Guess who I don't trust in this war? Make a guess.
Slovakia, Ukraine.
Easy, brother, man. Now, why would I say Ukraine?
Because Slovakia, sir, them basically look like a them a try pull the West into, you know what I mean? In the Third World War, basically, like them use them brain. Zelensky are using brain, you know what I mean, to get them to be more involved in the war, draw them in it slowly. You know what I mean?
All right. Here is my big reason for not trusting Ukraine. Ukraine had atomic weapons. They had nuclear weapon. Nuclear weapon is the most powerful weapon today. Right? Since World War II, it's the most powerful weapon known on Earth. Ukraine after the fall of the Soviet Union, Ukraine became, to the amount of atomic bombs that they were left with, they fall number 4 in all the countries that have nuclear weapons. To the amount that was there, they became number 4. That means they would have been ahead of probably India, Pakistan, any other country that was not Islam, right? Possibly. Now, they took all that nuclear weapon, the most powerful weapon on earth, and it over to Russia.
Right.
In the presence of America and Ukraine and UK, which is England. Then that was 2014, you know, not so long ago. You know, 2014 is how much years ago? 8 years ago.
God.
Then 8 years later, you know is going to get up and tell me that you don't trust Russia.
Right.
You have something up your sleeve, man.
Right.
And those who that was looking on, who is US and UK, obviously had something up their sleeve too. Right? But I can't see how is it June, I saying it like Ukraine orchestrate the war between Ukraine, America, and the UK. Probably this war was supposed to go down before COVID. The most I throw a spin in it with the COVID.
Okay.
I can't see how they take up so many nuclear weapons and give to Russia just 8 years ago, making them have more nuclear weapons than even America. Well, at least on the books.
God.
Become the country with the most nuclear weapons. And then 8 years later, now you're going to talk up to the point where I don't trust them. So if this, you know, maybe they are the ones who should be taken off the map. Because obviously them creating the trouble in the world. You don't know the concept of a bargaining chip to bargain with these weapons before you hand them over to anybody, whether US, UK, anybody. Right? And then now you're going to tell me now, solidarity for Ukraine. Man.
Right.
And I hope our Prime Minister don't lose him head and go talk about him, you know, putting any money whatsoever behind them. They don't forget $1. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve $1.
Right.
And I have a feeling that all the money and any cash going to Ukraine are going to Zelensky pocket.
God.
Right? And you can't blame him for taking
enough of the money away.
Enough of the money away.
Right. God. That's probably enough of the money where Joe Biden has sent. Basically, are going to feed Ukrainian bank account. They have a lot of dealings with the Ukrainian as well.
And he was in bed with him and his children was in bed with Ukraine before the war. So maybe some of that money, maybe after him leave, or maybe going to want to pick me or cousin or some, then find some way to filter the money to him. But why do it at the expense of the rest of the
retirement fund, sir.
Huh?
God. I mean, I say that going on retirement fund. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like Obama.
At the end of the war, you might find out in the world list of richest men.
They would hide it, you know, they would publish it.
Oh, God. True, God.
Yeah, then they wouldn't publish that he is.
Yeah. God.
Maybe let's say him is number 2, they would put number 1. When they want the name now who went to the space the other day.
Elon Musk.
Number 1, you see, Elon Musk. Number 2, Anonymous. Number 3, Jeff
Anonymous
Bezos.
or unknown. Go.
And that Anonymous would have been Zelensky. All right. Enough of the sidebar now. Back to the mummies. Mother's Day is not as innocent as we take it to be. Right?
Right. Go.
Now, all these, how much millions of abortions they said happened since Planned Parenthood came about? Some 60 odd million. That's where you go.
Salakia, say that again, sir.
The abortion figure now is how much?
Since Planned Parenthood?
Yes, and per year. How much per year and how much
per year?
Planned?
I think it's like what? I'm not sure, but you know what I mean. I think I don't know if it's every year, but I think 400,000. Probably after 10 years. I don't know if that's a year, but
No,
around about 400,000.
That's about the yearly figure. Right.
Okay, gone.
So I mean,
okay.
Who is, and that is in America. Who is making these abortions?
It's blacks and Hispanic women are doing these abortions.
It's mothers to be.
God, right, God.
So it's as if mothers kill more people than anybody else.
Right.
So why should we celebrate Mother's Day? Give us a reason. When mothers kill more people than anybody else.
God.
What is there to celebrate? You are the biggest murderer upon the face of the earth.
Right.
Tell me what is all in the name of I want a better future. Right. Why that is just one of the reasons. The other reason is the fact that it is pagan. Right? It is paganism. All right, take me to Exodus 20, 3-5.
Look here, 20 and how much?
3, verse 3.
Another one, gun. This is the book of Exodus chapter 20 and verse 3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Exodus 20 and 3, we're going to 5. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. The Most High is telling you that you don't have any God but the God of. This is what he tells the Israelites.
Right.
There is to be no other God that you bow your head to. Right?
Right.
Whether before him or after him, there is to be no other God. Verse 4 says on.
Another one, gun. Verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth.
All right, and I'm sure when they were in the days when the Canaanites and the Grecians and the Romans were celebrating Ashtoreth and Rhea, all the way down to Sophia. I'm sure they had image.
Right.
And there is the church have image today, you know. What is the image of that Mother's Day? Can you tell me what is the image?
Yes, sir. Say that again.
What is the image of today's Mother's Day?
I said it's still the Virgin Mary.
Yeah, man. Hail Mary.
God.
Blessed. Hail Mary, the Mother of God. Blessed is the fruit of thy womb. Yes. That is that picture that they give you with the white woman, a whole little baby, which your grandparents used to cherish so much. That is an image which the church gave to people to work. They're smart for you to reverence, because it's not hung in the church really, you know. But it's hung in your home, and the spirit that you have towards those pictures. Yeah, man, those were the pictures which your parents, especially your mommy, your grandmommy, they never used to want you to touch that picture there when they're cleaning the place. They clean around it. I come and angle that section. So that shows you that the spirit behind. Huh? Come again?
Salakia, sir. May I say basically worship that image.
Exactly.
And Salakia, remember, Salakia. Go ahead, sir. Salakia.
No, I said they don't really, they don't see them go on their knees and bow towards it, but the spirit, they bow their heart towards it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, you were saying something.
Salakia, sir. I remember one morning leaving down at the school, and me in a taxi I got me pen, and the taxi man I make me know say when him did younger, oh he took that image and burn it. You understand? Because I say this Virgin Mary, the white Mary and the white Jesus, you know what I mean, can't be Jesus, and the same family members them and community members them give him a big, you know what I mean, to the point where you have to flee. You know what I mean?
Hey, worse if he was in the countryside of Jamaica.
Right.
If he grew up in the country, Lord of mercy, he must run away. Kingston was, you know, a little more tolerable. But the Kingstonian was concerned with his, why am I hungry today now? Put some food on the table. There is a concern about that. Somebody burn it. Why in wicked? They might not take it that physical, but in most that story sound like it come from one of the rural areas.
Yeah, man, same place there in Clarendon, sir. In come from.
Same thing. Yeah, man, they were killing for that.
Yeah, God.
Yeah, man, they were killing for that, man. All right, what's the next verse?
Verse 5, sir. Verse 5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
All right, so if he keep visiting the sins of each generation down to the third and fourth generation, remember, I know that generation coming is not making a change, you know. So it keeps going down the line, the line, which explains why we are in this constant struggle. Because of the sins that keep visiting and going, that the Most High keep visiting on us, going down the line. And this thing what people tell about when they're dead, everything dead, that's a lie. The sins that you commit, here it is telling you, the iniquity of the fathers goes to the third and fourth generation. But the reverse of this is also true. When you serve God, your blessings goes down to the generation just the same. So why not serve him so that your children and children's children can be blessed? Right? So this thing where the oppressor tell about every man for himself and all that crap, it's nothing more than just what it is, crap. It's crap.
Right.
Because selfishness. teaching the people to be selfish.
Yeah.
Because here it is telling you that what you do affects down to your child.
Right.
And you can't change that. If the Most High say that is the way it is, you can't change it. That's the way it is.
Right.
All right. Oh, I'm going to some reading now. History of Mother's Day. All right. So you're on your phone, so you won't be able to go into the article, right?
Last.
All right. I'm going to do this reading then. But you can't find your you have a Zandervan.
Gone, sir.
All right. Get a Zandervan, and in the meantime, search for Ashtaroth. A-S-H. A-S-H-T-A-R-O-T-H. All right. In the meantime, I read this now. Mother's Day. History now of Mother's Day, right? And this article is from the History Channel. I'll post this copy. Right. Now, this is the link that our readers can find it there. And follow for yourself and see if we're telling a lie. Mother's Day is a holiday honoring motherhood that is observed in different forms throughout the world. In the United States, Mother's Day 2022 will occur on Sunday, May 8th. The American incarnation of Mother's Day was created by Anna Jarvis in 1908. All right. So what they're telling you now, this like Americans them invent Mother's Day. But America has had its roots in idolatry from inception. When the French gave them the Statue of Liberty, that's the goddess Ashtaroth. Right?
Right.
The American incarnation, okay, Anna Jarvis in 1908 and became an official U.S. holiday in 1914. So it's an holiday, but countries like Jamaica and others now, them get smart. Rather than put it on the calendar as an holiday, you make Mother's Day fall on a Sunday. A Sunday is generally a holiday anyway.
Good.
Jarvis would later denounce the holiday commercialization and spent the latter part of her life trying to remove it from the calendar. While dates and celebrations vary, Mother's Day traditionally involves presenting moms with flowers, cards, and other gifts. Yeah, and Mother's Day. And there's it always culminates in a Mother's Day dinner. It's Sunday. Sunday dinner a big thing in Jamaica. So if Mother's Day falls on a Sunday, then you know we have a big Sunday dinner.
Good.
Celebrations of mothers and motherhood can be traced back to the ancient Greeks and Romans. See? Who held festivals in honor of the mother goddesses Rhea and Sibyl. But the clearest modern precedent for Mother's Day is the early Christian festival known as Mothering Sunday. All right, so this now, you see all the between the Roman Catholic Church and the Anglican Church. They have these things in their calendar, but these things goes back to paganism.
Right.
Once made a tradition in the United Kingdom and parts of Europe. This celebration fell on the fourth Sunday in Lent and was originally seen as a time when the faithful would return to their mother church, the main church in the vicinity of their home, for a special service. So that's one of the origins in the church. They talk about the mothering Sunday.
Okay.
Over time, the mothering Sunday tradition shifted into a more secular holiday, and children would present their mothers with flowers and other tokens of appreciation. This custom eventually faded in popularity before merging with the American Mother's Day in 1930s and 40s. Did you know more phone calls are made on Mother's Day than any other day of the year? So on today, which is a Sunday, you have more phone calls. And you know, on Sundays, even in America, majority of the businesses are closed. So just being the day for which they say Mother's Day, these phone companies rack more calls than when the businesses are open. These holiday chats with mom often cause phone traffic to spike by as much as 37%. Right, and it fall on, like I said, you can imagine if it fell on a midweek day where you would have the regular business call going through, you would have a phone, the phone companies wouldn't be able to carry the traffic. Wouldn't be able to carry it.
Right.
The origins of Mother's Day as celebrated in the United States date back to the 19th century. In the years before Civil War, Ann Reeves Jarvis of West Virginia helped start Mother's Day work clubs to teach local women how to properly care for their children. These clubs later became a unifying force in a region of the country still divided over the Civil War. All right, drop down to this part here now. All right, so Mother's Day, basically, the person, the activist who pushed for that was Anna Jarvis. And they can't tell me nothing. The church was behind it, the politicians were behind it. Oh, you know, look how much things we're lobbying for today and we can't get it. Here we are in the UPK on the streets from 1959, telling that the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites of the Bible. And this church wouldn't even recognize Black History Month.
Right.
So we know all the politics behind Anna Jarvis went. They were the ones who were pushing this. Following the success of her first Mother's Day, Jarvis, who remained unmarried and childless her whole life, resolved to see her holiday added to the national calendar. Now, this woman who pushed for Mother's Day, she wasn't married and she never had no picnic. That's interesting.
Right. How that benefits she?
Well, this is how it benefits her now. Listen. All right, so she pushed for it to be added to the national calendar, arguing that American holidays were biased toward male achievements.
Okay, God. Feminist thing.
Thank you.
God.
But of course, today, you know that Mother's Day is more commercial than anything else.
Right. God.
Yeah, because the commercial people came and went on board. But one and the same to us. I mean, paganism is paganism is paganism.
Right.
All right, the next part now. So that is, I want to read about Rhea. Who was Rhea?
Find Rhea in the Zondervan.
No man, Ashtaroth.
Ashtaroth.
I'm going to read about Rhea.
Okay.
Rhea is a goddess in Greek mythology, the Titaness daughter of the earth goddess Gaia. You ever hear about this Gaia thing they're pushing on social media and so advertising? You join them group and they tell you about the history of the earth and all kind of thing. Gaia is that's the goddess of the earth, while the sky god was called Uranus. While Uranus was Gaia's son. She is the older sister of Cronus, who was also her consort. In early tradition, she is known as the mother of gods. See? Rhea became known as the mother of gods. Doesn't that sound familiar? Hail Mary, mother of God. Blessed are the fruit of thy womb. Yeah. The classical Greeks saw her as the mother of the Olympian gods and goddesses. Yeah. The Romans identified her with Magna Mater, their form of Sibyl, and the goddess Ops. All right, I want to say Sibyl now. Who was Sibyl? This was Rhea. Copy. Paste it in the chat. All right, so the next one I want to know who was Sibyl. Who was, let's spell it. Let's spell that Sibyl. Let's see if we can find it. C-Y-B-E-B-E-L-E. Okay. C-Y-B-E-L-E. Great mother of the gods, also called Sibyl. All right. Greco-Roman, all right. Ancient Oriental and Greco-Roman deity, known by a variety of local names. The name Sibyl predominates in Greek and Roman literature from about the 5th century BC onward. All right, what was Sibyl known for now? Sibyl was what? Sibyl was the mistress of wild nature by her constant companion, the lion, a healer, goddess of fertility and protectress in time of war. Oh, that is your Statue of Liberty.
Okay.
In 186 BCE, the Roman Senate, recognizing a potential menace, suppressed the worship of the Greek god of wine, Dionysus, known to the Romans as Bacchus. Bacchus is the god of Bacchanal, you know. It carnival, it have Bacchanal time.
Gone, sir.
That is another worshipping of the god of drunkenness and revelry, called Bacchus.
Okay.
So Dionysus, which is the worship of Diana. You know, this thing we're getting, maybe that's why they love to get I.S.U.P, because, you know, that whole festive thing, there's a god for that.
Okay. Right.
There's none as profane as Esau.
Right. Gone.
All right, so that is one little background. We have many more to read about them, man. Give me Amos 5.
Another one, gone.
21 to 23.
Another one, gone. This is the book of Amos, chapter 5 and verse 21. I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies.
So today, when you have that Mother's Day dinner and Mother's Day brunch, well, the brunch eat already, but that Mother's Day dinner, you're probably in it right now. The Most High is telling you that now, that dinner that you're having ain't done unto me. You could have blessed it a little more.
Right.
He despise your feast days, and he will not smell in your solemn assembly. Why does the Most High use this thing as smell in your solemn assembly? If you remember when we used to do sacrifices, that burning that you do on the altar, the smoke goes up, and it goes up onto the Most High, and he accepts it. But he's telling you now that you're doing the same thing here now. You say you're doing it under the banner of Mother's Day, that Mother's Day dinner that you cook, because the solemn assemblies that we used to have, like for instance, Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread that we just had, those cooking that was done, those were our solemn assemblies.
Right.
So what you're having today, though, you're having a Mother's Day and thing, the Most High said, nah, as much as it might smell nice and thing, the Most High not interested in it, because it didn't come from him. It has no roots in the Most High God of Israel. It has its roots in paganism. And the same scriptures here, which we'll look for it after this, will tell you that you cannot get an evil tree can't give you good fruit.
Right.
All right, 22 says what?
Another one, gone, verse 22. Though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them, neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts.
Right. Your fat beast, your whatever it is that you're cooking today, what they might be cooking today, curry goat, turkey, worse if you know they might have ham in it, you know, because they're trying to impress mommy. Yeah, they're trying to impress their mommy. So they might give the mommy, they'll give their mother a piece of ham, you know, unclean meat. And those who have a little more money will say, oh, I'm giving my mommy lobster today and shrimp.
Yeah.
You know, all these nasty meats. You're doing it and you're going to bless it and say, God knows my heart. Of course, God knows that. God knows that you are wicked against him. You're not interested. If you were interested in God, all of these mothers today, all those mothers who are waiting to hear from their child, Happy Mother's Day, they are doing that because they expect their children to love them.
Right.
But guess what? We are the children of the Most High God. They don't think he have that expectation of us, that we should
Right.
love him. How do we show
God.
our love to him? By listening to him.
Right.
Keeping his law, statutes, and commandment. So you know are going to hear me saying this now and just talk about, so about that one, I know what I'm talking about. You know, I love my mother, and my mother this, and my mother that. And God understands, and God knows my heart. God knows your heart, that it is wicked against him, and that you don't do nothing that he says. If I were you all, I would use that word, but God knows my heart. Because one day that very hard, just like what his name, Kevin, what? Samuels?
God.
Yeah. That is the most I kill Kevin Samuels, you know.
Like you, sir. It seems like the most I, you know what I mean, keep killing the Kevins. You know what I mean? First it was, no, it's Kevin Samuel, both
Kevin Samuels.
homosexual, both leading astray.
Leading the people astray by pretending to love the woman.
Right.
And they love not the woman. The true woman lovers are right here in the ISUPK.
That's right.
How we know that? How we know that ISUPK and the Commanding General YAHANNA have the true woman lovers? What the scripture says, if you love the person, you do what?
You correct them.
And we are always correcting the woman.
Right.
You're just half naked, come on the street, we're going to tell you, you're half naked, you know.
Right.
You're naked. You should not be like that. That's not of God. They don't want to hear that, but it's our duty to tell them.
Right.
All right, so Amos 5:21 say, or reach 23 now.
Reach, we just read verse 22.
All right, 22, 23 now.
Another one can, verse 23. Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear them. Slakia, I will not hear the melody of thy viols.
All right. So all the mothers song, the Mother's Day song that you play to them, Mama, blah, 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 blah. I don't really know them.
Right.
The most I don't want to hear them.
Right. And Slakia, sir, and that is a hard way to call it now. You know what I mean? Hard pill for our people to swallow, you know. Because them think when we speak out against Mother's Day, we are speaking out against loving your mother. You understand? When, just like you explained, is you're just showing your mother's love when the oppressor say you have to show your mother love. You understand?
Yeah. All right. Why can't you go and get a rose next week Sunday?
Right.
Give it to your mother. Take her to that brunch.
Right.
Cook her that Mother's Day, cook her that lovely dinner.
Yeah.
Why you don't do it next week?
Right.
Or the other week.
Right.
Or the other week. After you do it today, you ain't gonna do it again. Because you are just loving pretending to love your mother on the day that your says.
God.
And what does the scripture say about our mother?
To honor our mother and our father and mother.
Give me that scripture.
Another one can. Salakia, sir. Where is it again? In Leviticus. And Slakia. And you know what I mean, because of the oppressor, sir, our people are showing where, you know what I mean, where people of the world are called fake love. Because me have a similar experience with one of my auntie them, see? Call me around Christmas time, say, she gonna send me some things. I mean, I say, me not celebrate Christmas in a auntie. You understand? She said, well, all right, round to your birthday part. I say, yo, me not celebrate birthday neither auntie. So me say to her, say, sir, all right, since you want to send me something, see, send me in about March, them time, you know what I mean, when it's far from my birthday and Christmas and all them time. And she said, all right. I never heard back from her, no, sir. You know what I mean? Never hear back from her.
Because she wants
to get, she not do it for me. Salakia.
She wants to get in the spirit of the oppressor.
Right. She do it because of the oppressor.
Right. Which is the world that the Most I tell you to hate.
Right. Another one can.
All right. Honor your father and mother. All right. This is a commandment.
Yeah.
All right. I want it from two places. I want it from Exodus 20 and 12.
Another one can. Another one can. This is the book of Exodus chapter 20 and verse 12. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee.
All right. So it's honor your mother, eh?
Right.
Now somebody is going to see that and say, see, the Most I said we should honor the, of course you should. Right. But what does it mean to honor your father and your mother? That is taking care of them in their old age.
Right.
When they get old and them vision start to go and memories start to lose, you go and you treat them. It's the same like how today you call them up and, Mommy, I love you. And you who's supposed to buy the rose and carry them out to dinner or whatever. So when they reach an age where they cannot do things for themselves, honoring your mother and father is being there for them during that time. And it's not a one day of the year thing.
God.
Right? It is not a one day of the year. Somebody, if you have to care for somebody, it means that you have to do it what? Every day for the rest of your life. Well, for the rest of their life.
Right.
That is how you honor them, taking care of them. Not by observing a day that the oppressor gives you.
Right.
Observing a day that the oppressor gives you, it is hypocritical.
Right.
Right? And there are good mothers out there, but we don't need to have a Mother's Day. Why? At how it is now, mothers, you are the wickedest thing on the face of the earth right now. You kill more people, probably more than even Putin right now. Right? When you check abortion, when you check the amount of children lives that you damage because you took them from their father and thought, well, you can raise them alone. You can raise them by yourself. It's not that you were forced to, that the father died. You made the choice that, oh, I don't like him. You know, you're going into this false narrative that the oppressor give you, as if You can do all things by yourself and all that.
Right.
When you
Don't
speak to the
need a
cops,
man.
and you don't need a man in your life. When you speak to
Yeah.
the cops, if you, the next time you get the opportunity, Officer Kayadon, to talk to one police, ask him how much of the people that are incarcerated, according to his knowledge, is fatherless.
Right, gone.
You might see just tear out your eye and say, trust me, my youth. Probably about 90% of them are more.
Right.
Yes. And they are fatherless because of the mothers.
Right.
The mothers take them out of their father's life. They tell the children, oh, then Papa is the wickedest thing. Then Papa this, then Papa that. And the worst thing, a lot of these children become adult and see that the mother was nothing but a liar.
Gone.
Right? You mothers, most of you is just the wickedest thing. Nothing, no day should be honored, should be there to honor you in that way. We should honor our mothers according to what the scriptures say, not according to what Esau said. Because it is the same Esau that makes it legal to abort your child.
Right.
Abortion in Jamaica is not a big talk, but it is readily available in any parish you go to. All 14 parishes. And if you don't know where it is in your parish, you can find it in another parish. You can get it done. Right?
Illegally.
Well, I never hear anybody get locked up because they about a child. Not even the doctor. Yeah.
It's like, the number is high in Jamaica, 22,000 a year.
Per year.
Per year, gone.
All right, so what was the crime rate last year? What people?
Crime rate last year was 1,500 and must be 13, if I'm remembering correctly.
All right.
Murder rate.
The murder
rate. God.
So let's assume that all murders in Jamaica was done by the fathers, the men.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
How much the women killed last year?
22,000.
So the women way outnumber us with murder.
Gone.
Because abortion is murder.
Right. It's like, 22,000 people cannot hold in the national stadium, sir. The capacity is 15,000.
15,000 is the capacity there. Yeah. So then kill off one whole track and field.
Right, God. And kill off everybody at Champs.
Everybody at Champs in 1 year.
God.
Both the contestants and the spectators.
God. And those outside to get in and couldn't get ticket.
And even those who wanted to go and couldn't go, you get dead.
Many of the viewers watch online as well.
Huh?
May I say many of the people had to watch it on TV and online as well.
And maybe even them get dead too.
Right. Yeah.
22,000.
Gone.
And yet still you want a day to honor mother.
Right.
When you are more wicked than even the fathers who you do not honor.
Right.
Eh? So because those fetus can't talk, they are not counted, they are not recognized. What? You are more murderous than the father. You wicked, you women wicked more than the men. You all are wicked more than the men.
Right.
You are murderers.
Right.
22,000. When you combine COVID, murder rate, traffic accident, old people death, it probably still don't reach that 22,000.
Yeah.
And yet still in 1 year, you commit more murders, and yet still the world should celebrate you. This is just Jamaica we're talking about with the 22,000.
Right.
So imagine
All
if you
right.
do it worldwide, yeah.
Lucky, yes, sir. Remember I was telling you the issue with my phone. The 5 so at any moment this thing I will cut off. So
You have it plugged in, you not plug it in.
it plug in, I dip on charge, but it now hold no charge. You know what I mean? As it a stream, it just a go down same way. So lucky.
All
You know what I
right.
mean?
Let's see what we can get in that time. So we have a situation here where mothers killing more people than all the other murders all the other killings combined. Traffic,
Right.
murder, COVID,
Natural causes. Right.
And mothers kill way more than that.
Right.
And yet we are to have a mothers. All right, go to Ashtoreth.
Another one gone. This is the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, and it says Astorath. Astorath is plural of Astoret, name of any of the fertility goddesses of the ancient Near East, Babylonian, Ishtar, Greek, Astarte, in Canaan, a consort of El, Baal, you know what I mean, Slakia.
Consort of who? A consort of who?
A consort of El or Baal.
Right. So the Baal worshiping that they used to do in who we after going into the land start to do.
Right.
We start to do what the Canaanites do.
Right.
All right, this Facebook user was asking if this is live in Jamaica. Yeah, man, it's live in Jamaica right now. It is. And we're talking about how wicked the Jamaican mothers and mothers world over are. Kill more people than anything else and still want to have a Mother's Day. Well, maybe we just want to celebrate the killings.
Right.
And we're not talking about abortion, which a woman has to do because her life was in danger if she should carry that pregnancy.
Right.
Because that is self-defense.
Right.
And even the Bible allows self-defense.
Right.
Which means you have a pregnancy, like one way they talk about ectopic. If you carry that baby, you are the one who are going to die. Plus the child is going to die. So you have to abort the fetus in that. But in cases where the child could have been born and you would say blah blah blah, you get rid of that. That is what we're talking about.
Right.
You didn't give that child the chance to come. But there's a way out. You can come into the truth and make appeasing to make what do I call it? Ask Christ for his forgiveness.
God.
For what you have done.
God.
All right. You finish with Ashtar?
Yeah, the definition. Now them give us some scriptures like 2 Kings 23 and 13. The plural Ashtoreth refers to the many local goddesses. It basically gave the scripture references now.
All right. There's an Ashtoreth again below that. Look if you see that one too.
Yeah, another one gone. Ashtoreth, a goddess of the Canaanites, God. Worship all.
Continue.
Another one gone. Worshipped all along the sea coast from Ras Shamra, Agarit, southward through Phoenicia and Philistia. The plural Ashtaroth is found commonly and refers to the idols representing her. Her male consort was apparently Baal.
Right.
And the two were worshipped with lewd rites.
So that is why when our idolatry in Canaan, the promised land, was always Ashtoreth and Baal. We always worship the Ashtoreth worship for Ashtoreth time now in Easter.
God.
That was the main time. And if you notice, Mother's Day always fall close to the Easter period.
Okay,
Same thing again.
God.
Same thing all over again. Worshipping of fertility, the goddess of fertility, and so on. Right? Which is hypocritical, because if you commit so much murders through abortion, what kind of fertility you're worshiping?
It's luck, yeah. That is basically you that's being anti-fertility.
Yeah. So
right.
So if you want to worship Ashtoreth, turn him upside down on the head, man.
Right.
And you just throw it away all together and you come to I.S.U.P.K and a commanding general. We can tell you the truth. We're not afraid to tell you the truth. And truth will cause offense, but
right.
It cause offense and it always build offense too.
God. Right. God.
But that's the way it is. That's the reality. You know, we have to talk the truth. Anything else in that we can bring out?
Slakia, it's in Judges 2:11-23, we are told that Israel forsook their God and served Baal and Ashtaroth.
All right.
Prophet Samuel, Slakia.
Yeah, go on.
All right.
The prophet one?
One battery. Same can put some charge in it.
All right. Like a chip out now, brother. All right, so I'll pick up from there now. So let me go to Matthew 7:17 to, all right, I'll touch that one there. Read this one. So a little more history from about Mother's Day. All right, so the making of a goddess. The making of a goddess. Harrison White is always a mystery. All right, nearly 2,000 years after the gospel were written, the Virgin Mary in the dogma of the Catholic Church is Mother of God, perpetually virgin, immaculately conceived, and assumed into heaven. All right, so this is now the Holy Blessed Mary, Mother of whatever in what the Catholic Church talk about. Right. Body and soul, where she reigns as queen. So if you read the Bible, there's never been any Israelite queen. Never. Yet Mary's birth and death are not even mentioned in the scriptures. So this picture of her cannot offer itself as a factual description of a particular historical person, but must yet again be the continuing story of the human imagination. Reading this liturgy to Mary in relation to the figure in the Gospels, it is astonishing how far she has come from the original story, as most of the images that her name brings to mind are found their way to her afterwards. In the New Testament, Mary is only a human woman who found favor with God. Yeah, that is true. All right. All stories about her agree that she is the mother of Jesus. Okay, well, yeah, that's what it says. But only Matthew called her a virgin unequivocally, saying that before Mary and Joseph came together, she was found with child of the Holy Ghost, which should be Holy Spirit. All right. All right, this one now about Sybil and so on. It had taken less than a century for Mary to take over the role of Isis, Sybil, and Diana, the permeating goddess whose cults had dwindled with the decline of the Roman Empire and were in any case often suppressed, with their temples closed and their teachers and priests banished. In fact, it looks as if the imagery of the older goddesses had passed directly on to the figure of Mary, inspired by the needs of the people and perhaps also by the understanding of the priests that these long established customs of devotion had to be understood in terms of the new religion. So what they're trying to do now, what they did in the various councils and things in the church. This one is a council of Chalcedon. The implications of this position were addressed in AD 451, when at the Council of Chalcedon, the fourth ecumenical council of the church, Mary was awarded the greatest honor in Christendom. She was given the official title of, that's a Latin name, meaning ever virgin. So she was now deemed to be virgin before, during, and after her birth. After birth, living faithfully to God, the question of how the baby was born at home. After the 5th century, Mary's abrupt removal from the human condition slowed down, and her cult grew by concentrating on what was already established, her divine motherhood. So Mary's divine motherhood, coming from Ashtaroth down to Sybil, down to Rhea, down to all the goddesses in Esau's kingdom. And yet today now you want to come and make it holy. It can't work. Matthew 7 and 17. Matthew chapter 7, verse 17 and 18. 17 says, even so, Every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. Verse 18. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. So Mother's Day having its roots in paganism cannot become good today. That's right there in the scripture. The tree that bring forth Mother's Day was already corrupt, having its roots in paganism. So you cannot have Mother's Day coming out of paganism and be good today. Right? So that's why we in the truth show it from the biblical perspective and show you that, this is the world that the Most High say you should eat. Esau's world, because they're trying to give you the good, give you evil, present evil as if it's good. All right, next one now. 2 Timothy 4, 1 to 4. Second Timothy chapter 4. I charge thee therefore, verse 1, before God and the Lord Jesus Christ, who shall judge the quick and the dead at his appearing and his kingdom. And the quick and the dead is referring to those who are awake and those who are not awakened. Because it's not everybody going to be awakened to the fact that they are Israelites before Christ came. So some will still be in the dead. You, which in the truth, now you have been quickened, as the term used. Verse 2, preach the word. Be instant in season, out of season, rebuke, reprove, exhort, with all long suffering and doctrine. So we are being told to preach the word. That is what we are doing now. We're telling you the thing, whether we are in a place where the word is in season, or let's say we go to a country where, the truth is not so big. Even here in Jamaica, the truth is not so big a thing yet. Right? We preach the word same way, in season or out of season. Verse 3 now, for the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine. Like, that's the time right now. You people not enduring sound doctrine. You don't believe in us that you should not be celebrating Mother's Day. No, you want it to be the day. Honor your mother next week. I bet the majority of you won't be doing it. I bet you won't be doing it the week after next, or even next month. No, you won't be doing it. You're doing it only on the day that the oppressor say you should do it. Time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers. So they're heaping unto themselves now those teachers who is going to teach them about Mother's Day and put Mother's Day in the church and all that. Having itching ears. Yeah, your ears itching, meaning you hear what you want to hear. You are not hearing what we in the truth now is telling you. But you should. This is what is going to save you. Being in the truth, listening to us in the truth here. We are the ones who are telling you telling you the things as it is. Right? You will never hear this in a Christian church. Christian church, Mother's Day, the last thing coming up to Christianity, where they celebrate the woman, was in a religion known as Diana. All right, let's see if we can give a little history on Diana. That's a short one. All right, who was Diana? Not dirty Diana. No, man. Diana in Rome. All right, here is something. Diana in Roman religion, goddess of wild animals and the hunt, identified with the Greek goddess Artemis. Her name is akin to the Latin word dium, sky, and dios, daylight. Like her Greek counterpart, she was also a goddess of domestic animals. Right, so Diana was a cult. Diana in Roman religion. Okay, all right. Greek counterpart, as she was also a goddess of domestic animals. As a fertility deity, she was invoked by women to aid conception and delivery. So when a woman wants to have a child and when she's going into labor, a Diana she pray to, who is today celebrated in Easter, Ishtar, mother of Mary, mother of God. So Dianism was a European, sorry, was European paganism. Though perhaps originally in indigenous woodland goddess, Diana early became identified with Artemis. All right. So you don't need more than that. Then tell you now that she was the goddess of fertility in Rome. When we know the goddess of fertility, before that was Ashtaroth. Then today you talk about Hail Mary. That's the fruit of your womb. You talk about the Easter egg hunt, Easter bunny, and you talk about the Statue of Liberty. All of that is female worshiping. Women worshiping the woman as God, that's idolatry. Not that you should be worshiping a man. We here as Israelites should be worshiping the one true God of Israel, Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai. Yahweh is the true God of the Israelites. All right. But what you realize, you see the oppressor here, the oppressor loves to make his gods, in formulate him God and give it to you. In that way, he's in charge of the narratives. He's in charge of what the God like and what the God don't like. So you go and you say, Hail Mary, blah, blah, blah. Who decide what Hail Mary is? Who decide to put that little white baby there in the picture of that so-called Mary? When the very scripture described Christ to you, showing him black. So what was the thing there? White supremacy was one, but idolatry, paganism was the other thing too. They want to keep worshiping their God. By them keeping the narrative and being in charge of the narrative, this is how they can now tell you that homosexuality is accepted in church, because they are in charge of the narratives. They are in, you just take, remove the Bible and its law, and your pastor come and say, God love homosexuals too, sin is sin, and so on and so forth. Yeah, they are in charge of their narratives. But the whole thing with Mother's Day today, it's more commercial than anything. Because you honoring your mother today, see, boy, the amount of money you spend just to honor her. Sorry, not honor. To celebrate that day, this day with her. Right? Many of you can't go where your mother is, but you do make a call today. Hello, mommy, blah, 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 blah. Next week Sunday, no, she don't hear from you, no. The other Sunday, she don't hear from you. The other Sunday, she don't hear from you. She don't hear from you no other time. So out of the 365 days of the year, she's forgotten 364. I don't know, maybe rightfully so, because like we said earlier, the mothers seem to be the top killer in Jamaica and the other countries that promotes abortion. Women are mothers, prospective mothers. You are the top killers out here. Government talking about crime rate. It's you that should be targeting. You kill more people than the very gunmen them. All right. Revelation 21. So in case you don't believe what I am telling you, and you don't believe the whole thing about not doing as the pagans do, go to Revelation 21 verse 8. Revelation 21 verse 8 will tell you, the fearful and the unbelieving and the abominable and the murderers and the warmongers and the sorcerers and the idolaters. Yes. Mother's Day is idolatry. Right? So what they do now, they're smart, they remove the Diana and the Ashtoreth also. So, who is now being worshipped on that day? Your mother. Your mother is the God on that day. Don't get into the spirit of the Mother's Day. No. Call your mother tomorrow and tell her you love her. Don't do it today. I mean, you do it already, but some of you might not do it as yet. It's tomorrow. Do it tomorrow. Do it next Sunday, some other time. Don't get into the spirit of the day. This is how you get yourself into idolatry without actually going in front of the idol. Getting into the spirit of it. Don't do it. And all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. So death will be coming your way. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right. So is there any questions online? Do we have any questions online? Before logging out, yeah. All right, I'm not seeing any question online. I'll check something here. All right, there are several other things that we could read and think, but the point has been made. What Mother's Day is all about. Commercial. You put in your you now put in your mother in the space of Ashtoreth and so on. Nah, don't do that. What you should be doing, you are an Israelite, you should find yourself in the truth. Come in the truth so we can teach you proper way. Oh, this is Brantford asking if this is live in Jamaica. Yes, Brantford, Basil, Anthony. This is live in Jamaica. Yeah. So don't be drawn onto your own lust. It's just your lust celebrating Mother's Day today. Yeah, man. You lost it after that. You could have done it last week. You could do it next week. You don't have to do it today. Bible is not against you honoring your mother. The Bible is against you getting into the spirit of idolatry, getting into the oppressor's spirit, falling in love with this world, doing the things of this world. The Bible, Christ don't like that. The Most High doesn't like that. You are bowing yourself to idolatry, right? And you know what wrong things you do to them now. You got lobster, shrimp, and crab and all them things, and pork. We're eating ham and this and that. All the unclean meats. Shouldn't do it. All right, so we don't have Officer Kaya done, but with that, we pass the class now for closure. Let's see if I can find the security announcement. All right, with that, we say clap it up. All right, I.S.U.P.K security announcement. I.S.U.P.K security announcement. We are the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General YAHANNA. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limit for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or a sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After 6 months, after this 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18 and 21 and Malachi 3, 8 to 10. Means tenth in Hebrew and is pronounced ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatever amount you would like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation. Upcoming Holy Convocation is one. Hold on, here is it. Hold on this. 2022 IOLD, Feast of First Fruits. Okay, Feast of First Fruit starts after the Sabbath, unleavened bread. Sunday, Saturday, April 23, 2022. Count 50 days. Celebrate 50th day. So the Feast of First Fruit is Sunday, June 12th, 2022. And it starts before sundown. And it can be found in Leviticus 23, 10 to 22. Akiam and Aquatam, you are reminded to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he's to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirt, pants, pen, pants, headbands, or scarf. And with that, we say, let's say the Lord's Prayer, and then we close out. With that, we say a mardium, which means to stand. Let's say the Lord's Prayer. First in Hebrew and then in English. Our Father prayer in ancient Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabashamayam, Kwadash, Aya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwatka, Thawadah, Ratazaka, Hai, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Aya, Bashamayam, Nathan, Natan Lanawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalak Lanawa, Kawabwat Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kawabwat Yanawa, Wala'a, Tabayanawa, Wanasaya Wan, Aban, Awashainawa, Mayan, Raya, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwat, Wahahala, Wahatapaharat, La Iwalangan, Amen. In English, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be. Prayer for the curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh, listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the Edomites and the nations and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Posse Comitazi, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street. Open up the internet and the airwaves, the cable access channels, and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues. Cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahweh Shai, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Let it be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media, throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh, I thank you always so be. Pray for the power. Yahweh Basham Yahweh Baba Kosha. Natan Lanawa. Akak. Akak. Larapa'a. Kalmakala. Wakal Madawa. Akak. Lataha. Amatazariam. Akak. Lahakwayam. Amathiam. Akak. Ilwakawat. Atamala. Wagarashan. Basham Yahweh. THAWADAH Amen. In English. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh, please give us the power. The power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out in the name of Yahweh. Thank you, so be. Pray for the blessing. Yahweh Basham Yahweh. Barak Lanawa. Waya Barak. Waya Sharala. Waha Bayat Saparian. Barak. Papa. Magan. Hagan. Commanding General YAHANNA. The generals. The captains. The officers. The troopers. The young men and the sisters. Basham Yahweh. THAWADAH Amen. Alright, what we just said is Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh, bless us and eagle on the school, bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones. In the name of Yahweh, thank you, so be. One courtesy salute to the teacher, men of Israel, Majum Shabbat, Majum Barak, Yabashim Yahweh Barakatam, Yadamata. One courtesy salute to the sisters, men of Israel, sisters stand, turn and face the sisters, men of Israel, Majum Shabbat, Majum Barak, Yahweh Shema, Ailatan Basham Yahweh. Yadamata, class dismissed. Alright, to our online viewers, remember, like, subscribe, and share. Go to ISUPK.com, pay your tithes, which is 10% of any increase that the most I give you. Alright, like 2 more songs and then we're out of here. Shalom.
Yo, it's picture first, yo.
I said, boom shaka laka laka, waka waka taka haka. You know what I'm saying? Yo, man. The EP, I.S.U.P.K Philly, EP coming out soon, man.
Yo, man, listen, right? I was just running up on the car and I got ran up on. Right. What are you doing? Literally, man. I said I was just running up on the car and I literally got ran up on. Like, goddamn. They make some profile be like a boss. But
UPK, don't forget it. One West, I'm living, yeah. This for all my niggas, brothers and sisters, yeah. Feeling unstoppable, cause you know the Lord is with you, yeah. Breaking down scripture, that's the only motherfucking mission, yeah. UPK, don't forget it. One West, I'm living, yeah. This for all my niggas, brothers and sisters, yeah. Feeling unstoppable, cause you know the Lord is with you, yeah. Breaking down scripture, that's the only motherfucking mission, yeah. Who I be? Crime about, never south. Break these bitches off. Get one through your stomach, through your damn meal figure. One West, nothing but soldiers and real niggas. Let my ox get ya. Kiss the motherfucking booth to play nice picture. If you ain't an Israelite, then I don't fuck with you. Passing flyer through the bar, baby, you can take a picture. When they see us at the mall and we break it down, do it for the 12 tribe blood of an Israelite. When them devils start to die, we gon' ride. Slashed by the most high, we gon' break the sky. When them white babies grind, throw them off in the fire. Bury me a motherfucking piece and I die. UPK, one West, you know that's the lie. Fuck the other side, we don't fuck with you, man. Top get the order and we gon' take one. UPK, don't forget it. One West, I'm living, yeah. This for all my niggas, brothers and sisters, yeah. Living unstoppable, cause you know the Lord is with you, yeah. Breaking down scripture, that's the only motherfucking mission, yeah. UPK, don't forget it. One West, I'm living, yeah. This for all my niggas, brothers and sisters, yeah. Living unstoppable, cause you know the Lord is with you, yeah. Breaking down scripture, that's the only motherfucking mission, yeah.
You don't have to be robbing and killing in the ghetto, living in filth and squalor. This don't have to be our life. This life been given to us by them low-life niggas you call black leaders.
One West, UPK, 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 UPK. One West, motherfucking UPK, 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 UPK. Warfare every motherfucking day. UPK, 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 UPK. One West, motherfucking UPK, 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 UPK. Warfare every motherfucking day. I don't fuck with the fake, never been on a date. Why these niggas so gay? I don't eat food cake. All I eat is steak, chicken and grapes. Feel like an 8, don't need no weights. UPK push at the bar. Hey, get a bitch wetter than a lake. Hey, open my eye, catch a case. I'll break a bitch nigga face. Hey, one West the only way. Hey, all eyes on UPK. Hey, take round. Hey, fuck what they say. Now we don't play. Chopper my spray. Hit him with the blade. Now the nigga on the fucking page. 6 sideways. Hey, we no gon' drop like this. Like one West bitch, hot like this. UPK hit the fucking block like this. That's why the Lord can't stop this shit. Those ain't no bitch up in sight. All my niggas prepared to die. World War III, word on fire. Waiting on the Lord to crack the sky. In them champs ain't die. Woman nothing but them UPK side one West.
UPK, 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 UPK. One West, motherfucking UPK, 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 UPK. Warfare every motherfucking day. UPK, 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 UPK. One West, motherfucking UPK, 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 UPK. Warfare every motherfucking day. I'm gonna set your shit off on my black man. Slap deep, but I get my with the backhand. You better hope that I don't get orders from captains. To take ground, bitch, I'm ready for action. You already know what I gotta say. If you ain't UPK, put you in a goddamn way. I was born in a field, at a battlefield. I be ready for this war shit every day. World War III, would you hurry up, please? So I can put my enemies on their knees and make them beg me, but no mercy from me. You didn't get love to the birds and the bees and the trees. But what the fuck do you mean? The only way we can have peace is to hear you scream. Priests and the prophets and the kings. The stories of the book of the black God at the time of the sweet dream. I'm thinking I was Shah Mashiach, the king of all kings, ruler of all things. Hell is what we bring. Destruction of Babylon, destroying everything. Towards the dreams on a whole nother level you ain't ever seen. From a UPK team, 144, you know what what I mean? One West, nigga.
West, UPK.
So-called Christian pastors and deacons. That's why your churches is failing. Because you've been lying. All the Israelites bringing out the truth. That's right. Read that again. Yeah. What? Agreement. Hey, the temple of God with idols. What agreement is there in the temple of the Bible? We're going to get false on this guy. What agreement is a Bible in the temple has to do with the day of Christmas tree? Anything else? Where's that agreement at? How do they even make sense to come together? That's right. But we follow the custom like it's a God-given high holy day. Where's the agreement on that? Right. The elves with the Bible. Right. The Keebler elves. Right. And then you got the kids making cookies for Santa Claus. You know what you're doing? You are cooking, you're making a burnt offering to a damn idol. Right. You damn heathen. Following damn heathen ways. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you are the special people of the Lord. That's right. Stop following